Welcome back to another video, guys. On this one, you're gonna have to stick with me a little bit, but we're gonna get there. I'm working on the Magnum. I'm gonna go over some other cars real quick. It's been a month of trying to get stuff done, and I haven't really posted or filmed stuff, but we're working on the Magnum today. So stick with us. I'm gonna do a real quick update because of where I've been at, which is daily E46 wagon. This thing is out of inspection, has been for a while. It's kind of been a bit of a, I don't want to say a project, but it's been a pain. And I finally decided to spend the time to get it ready for inspection. Had to put tires on it and then figure out a ton of vacuum leaks. These things are kind of notorious for that stuff. So it is still fighting me. Found all the vacuum leaks. A couple months ago, I did the PCV system and everything, underneath the manifold. And then I found, what else was it? Let me show you first. So, PCV system. Everything under the intake manifold. Redid all of that, had the manifold off, ended up finding some broken lines, replaced those. That didn't fix my running lean and lean issue. Like all of these lines, F connectors, stuff like that. Made sure everything there was good. Then ended up having a lean code and secondary air pump. So this little line going in here, found that was broken. Thought that would fix it. Surprise, it didn't. So then I finally bought a smoke tester, smoke tested the whole thing, and found that all the way down here in the crevice, you got to take all of this stuff off, the dipstick O-ring going into the block, that was ripped. So that was my major evap leak, which is fixed. I've got like 200 miles on it. The no codes come back, no pending codes, but I just can't get the readiness monitors to set. Only thing I've seen online is possibly replace the front O2 sensors because they're responding slow. That's about the only thing I can see that would help me get that to set. So that's the current situation. I'm just putting miles on that, hoping to get that to set so that I can get that inspected. That's been like 2 to 3 weeks / 7 month debacle. I haven't driven it in a while because of that. Next up, the truck. This was a very similar issue almost. I haven't been driving this much. My father's been driving it. But check engine light was on. This one runs out this month. Found 2 vacuum lines, fixed it. They're good. I do need a new brakes on this one, but that's just, it needs it. I have them. I'll get it done. Okay, now the boat. The boat is tucked away. 2 weeks from now is Drifters of December, and that's the next event. So that's what we are going to be, I got a couple things to do for it. Like, I need to get tires, mount tires. Currently it's just being used as a bench. I need to replace the rear diff. I don't think that one really needs a video. I think I've done it before. But it has a 364 diff right now out of an X3. It works perfect for Evergreen, where I'm always going, and some smaller tracks. Honestly, it's a little short on some of like the mid-sized tracks where I kind of wish I had a 346, but I don't really change it for that. But I also have a 444 diff. So I did the math in spring, and I put the 444 in right before Hyperfest. Okay, let me do that again. So 364 diff. I'm just using these numbers generically, but said I was doing 50 at the top of second. I put in the 444 diff, and then I would be doing 62 mile an hour wheel speed with at the top of third. That was the whole change. That was the whole plan for the change. So that ended up making it better at hyperfast on that much bigger, much faster track. I was in a shorter gear. Honestly, there was coming down the hill, I was in fourth, if I really wanted to push it. But so yeah, boat needs diff change because I'm going to DOD. Tracks are a lot bigger. I think it's going to be happier with a 444. And then I bought a valve cover gasket for it. I put it in the yellow car. I need to order another one for this. It's got a bit of a leak, so I'll do that, fix everything there, and this will be ready for DOD with some tires. Now on to the meat and potatoes of the video. So, going to be a little explaining to this one, but I bought this car. I don't think I've talked about it on the channel too much. I did one video with it almost a year ago. I bought this car a couple years ago. Gave me a ton of motor problems, but it was all kind of things that, they were foreseen. So it's a 5.7 Hemi car. Okay, so yeah, 5.7 Hemi car. 6.1 intake, headwork done. I built the bottom end with forged rods and pistons. It's got blower cam, lifters, everything to support a D1 Procharger. So this car made, I think we stopped at around 550 on the dyno. I am out of fuel system, which is a whole nother expense that I just don't have at the moment because it's like $2,500. But it should make about 650 when it's all the way done. I'll get there. But today's mission is this front end, which I don't love it. So it's a Chrysler 300 front end. Someone swapped it. It's an easy common swap, like it's all bolt-on stuff. Technically, the Dodge Charger of the years also bolts on. They just don't, the body lines don't line up. So this video, I'm going to be taking the 300 front end off and putting a stock Dodge Magnum front end back on. I ended up finding a black, so like a metallic black, same as what this car is, front end. Same kind of dents and dings as the car has, so it's gonna fit, it should fit well. Now, this whole front end is kind of pieced together, and I don't know if you can see it. I think you can see it on camera here, where this is a metallic black. It's also very dirty. This is a spray painted fender. So that is spray painted black. The front bumper is just a basic black. And the hood I vinyl wrapped matte black because it was white and it stuck out like a sore thumb. So this is the current, how I've been driving it for the last year. Basically, it sat for 2 years, broken. It grew on me, but I definitely don't love this. If I was going to keep the 300 based front end, I was going to upgrade to a 300C. 300C front ends have basically, the headlight doesn't have this bottom piece, so this swoop is part of the bumper. I think it looks a lot nicer. And then, like I said, so it's a bumper and a headlight, which kind of make the 300C change. And then 300 SRT8 has a little lip on the bottom. So that was going to be the end plan if I stuck with this. But I found a good deal on a Dodge Magnum front end, and that's the way we're going. You know, you get into a project and you're like, I think I can get this done in 3-4 hours. I was hoping to get this done before the sun went down, but I've barely started, and I keep finding more things that I'm like, it's a little detail I want to change here if I'm going to do this, or change here if I'm going to do this. So I don't think I'm getting this done today. Hopefully finish up tomorrow morning. But on that note, these are all the new parts, or new to me. So Magnum front bumper, hood, headlight fender, inner fender wells, and there's a couple other like inner fender stuff. I think this is all you need. Now, a couple things, because this is used. It's got some dents and scratches, which honestly kind of match the age of the car. You know, it's 2007, it's not exactly fresh, so it at least won't look brand new and out of place. However, these are aftermarket headlights, not a fan of, but they'll do for now. Fender, that one's okay, but I'm gonna have to roll the fender lip because the wheels and tires do hit a bit. This fender has a bit of a ding here, which I'm gonna have to probably gonna try and straighten that out a bit when I roll the fender. Some scratches up here. Hood looks like it's got a little bit of paint missing up here. Now, it's not the end of the world. I'm planning on wrapping this car eventually, so these are all things like the whole car needs a little bit of bodywork love here and there. So I was figuring, sand the little spots down, fix everything that needs to be fixed before it gets wrapped. But like I say, that's the new stuff and the things that I'm not 100% a fan of. But starting with this grill, that is not the look I want. I'm gonna try and figure out a better way quick. Honestly, like these inserts come out, I might just run it without those inserts. The SRT model stuff comes with, I'll probably insert it, a like mesh grill there. I can't really find those. So here's a little backstory on why I'm pretty sure this has a 300 front end on it, and why a lot of these do is because 300s or Magnums, sorry, in this front end, so 2005 to 2007, there was only 3 years. They also made it 2008. That was when the recession hit and they stopped making them. So 2005 to 7 is the only years that they made these front ends. So I wouldn't call them rare, but they're uncommon. So when someone hits deer, it's honestly easier for them to find parts to put a 300 front end on it, which I have a sneaking suspicion is kind of what happened here. Like I said, me and this car kind of have a history, and the guy I bought it from, definitely some things were wrong with it that he, didn't exactly disclose of when I bought it. So this was one of the things. It had a Magnum front end on it in the pictures, and then when I went to go actually buy it, it had a 300 front end on it. So little weird things that were kind of not exactly what I was expecting when I bought it. But going back to where I want it to be. Small step. Step 1, remove 82,000 of those plastic push clips that hold the inner fender wells in. Step 2, there is, underneath there, a bolt that goes from the fender to the bumper, or the bumper to the fender. Same on the other side. And after that, just pull the bumper off. Forgot to mention this too. So one of the reasons. So this got bumped into. Oh, hold on. This got backed into. So this bumper needed to be replaced regardless. I think I said it before. I would have rather a 300C, which is a replacement of bumper and headlight, and I would have preferred the 300C SRT8, which has a bit of a different bottom. So either way, I needed to replace pretty much everything. Like this fender looked like it was bonded at one point. and then paint it over again. I painted it the last time to for when it got hit, but the hood, if I replaced everything to fix this, would have been the last thing to stay, because like I said, bumper would have upgraded, headlights would have had to been upgraded, fender needed to be replaced, which I purchased fenders a while ago just for from the junkyard that would have worked, but I couldn't find a bumper, especially the C, like 300C is the hard part. So, bumper's off. Step 2. Next up, headlights. Alright, so headlights, bumper, all of that's off. I think the foam piece goes with it. The other bumper has that on it. I think I'm going to pull fenders next, because then I have to pull rad support, which I don't know. I'm kind of curious if I have to pull the rad support or not. Either way, I want to, because I'm pretty sure, like I said, I'm pretty sure this was in an accident from the previous owner, which is why it had the 300 front end on it. But it looks like they just spray painted it black, and it looks terrible. So the one that came with the other car, or came with all this stuff, is black. That was one of those I made sure to get the... I'm also not sure if the headlight buckets are the same. Like, does a Magnum bolt into this? So I am going to test it because I'm curious. But pull the fenders, that way I can pull the support, and then start bolting stuff back on. All right, so super quick. Shit. Okay. Swap the hood. Like I said, this is the one part that I'm definitely kind of, I don't know, say sad about, but I like that hood on that front end. So losing that aftermarket kind of, nicer hood kind of sucks going back to a stock one, but in the long run, this will be worth it. Hopefully I can sell that hood and then buy the Magnum equivalent. But me and Dad just swapped this on real quick. He has somewhere to be later, so while I had two hands, I wasn't going to, mess up the flow just to change around how the video went. But hood's on, it works, and I didn't get to hook them up yet, but I have windshield washer nozzles again. Aftermarket hood did not have them. I attempted, I don't know if you can see it here, this is a windshield washer nozzle. I attempted to have something, but it really barely sprayed where I needed it to, so I can hook up the factory line back here to the hood, and at least for the winter I'll have, wipers again, or washers again. However, I did see this while I was under there, and I didn't realize they were this bad, but I knew I needed tires. But these are pretty well shot. Insides are completely smooth. They look kind of like a DOT drag radial at the moment. They should look like this. And even these need to be replaced. They're dry rotted. I've had them for quite a few years. I don't know how old they were when I bought them. I bought them from Texas Sun, same with car. So I need tires all around. I thought I was better on the back than I am, so I'm probably done driving the car until I get tires. But least I know. So while I'm in here, I've kind of got to... Okay. So while I'm in here, there is an issue which is keeping me from having a check engine light off and passing inspection. So, I don't know if you can see where that zip tie is. That would be the oil temperature sensor. I am pretty sure. But clip's broken. I am replacing, I got a little pigtail for it. I need to replace that. This is, and I figure I might as well do it while, the whole front end's off. Maybe it would give me more room. I don't really have high hopes for it, but it is a little oily down here, which I know is the front seal that looks like I nicked when I built the motor. So when I put the balancer on the front. So clean it up a little down here. Maybe over winter I'll be able to take the whole front end apart. But for now, I gotta find a way to get that out and splice in a new connector. So it's getting dark, and this is probably going to be the last bit of useful light that I have. Honestly, I think a good buff and these parts will match up pretty well. I'm pretty happy with, I don't know how easy it is to tell, but, black metallic on the fender, black metallic on the car and door, instead of just a basic rattle can black. Hood's on. Said I'm running out of light, so I'll probably pick this up tomorrow. I don't know how far I will get tonight, but I kind of want to get the other fender on and start messing with some of the wiring, because I'm not 100% sure. I think the lights are a tiny bit different. Oh, and I did notice, because this was something I was unsure of, but this was the upper rad support out of the 300, and it is different to the Magnum. They look similar when you just look at them, generally, but like this whole corner over here is all a bit different because of the way the lights are. The lights for the 300 are very, very square and kind of flat, whereas the ones for the Magnum, they come back the fender here a lot more. So I had a feeling they were different, and then this is the wiring that I needed to screw with. Like I said, these are aftermarket. I'm not a huge fan of them, but I have them. Like all of this little extra accessory crap. I'd kind of just like a good set of smoked factory, lights. Probably with like the Oracle angel eyes in them, because I don't know, it does just look kind of mean that way. But I'm going to keep going, and we'll pick this up in the morning. And good morning. Did some stuff last night. I don't know if I had the headlights on or not. I've had the bumper sitting there, and I've made some, modifications. Like I said, I am really not a fan of these headlights, but for now, they'll get by. I'll probably just order a replacement set of like factory lights for this. I'm really debating like these guys and like that. Like I checked all the lights, they work. But those guys, I'm thinking of just cutting the wires back here so that they don't work. Because like I said, not a fan. I did not see that the little halo projectors or the halos in there work or not, but I'm not too worried about it. So next thing I found though, so on the bumper, these are the fog lights that were in it. Very similar to the ones that were to the headlights that are in there. They got a little halo. I don't know what they did to this wiring, but I was not a fan. And luckily, these are the fog lights, which also have really good LED bulbs in them. These are the fog lights that were out of the 300 bumper. So Magnum and 300s use the same fog light. They bolt right in. I'm going to take this one, bolt it into this side, and we'll at least have that one sorted out, because the old 300 headlights had a lot better bulbs in them than these do. So I'm hoping stock headlights use the same bulbs and I can just swap those over. Fog lights are switched over. Definitely better than what those would have been. I didn't even bother wiring up. They were terrible. Next order of business. So, grill. I have the grill out. This is what the factory grills look like. I'll probably put a picture in, but you know, this sits behind there. It's not it for me. I thought about just painting it black for now. So, okay. What I didn't realize was, so the SRT bumpers are different. They have like an egg crate or like a honeycomb grill inserts in here. But I can't find those. It looks like they are only SRT specific, where nobody makes an aftermarket that I've found. All the other ones are kind of cheap, kind of chintzy, not my style. So I think what I'm going to do, so I'm gonna say that is how the grill comes. Not a fan. This is with these little metal silver parts taken off. I may throw just this back in for right now to see if this looks any better. But the end goal is going to be to actually basically use this frame, but cut out all of these, you know, the louvers, all of this, and then run. So I ordered a honeycomb mesh. So there'll be honeycomb mesh here and here, and then it'll pop back into place just like a factory grill should. So that's the plan. I might make, I don't know about a whole video on that, but a partial video. But that stuff's not going to be here probably until after I post this. So like I said, I may just pop this in, see if this looks a little better than those. Honestly, I don't know. Because with it wide open, I'll show you later. Wow, with it wide open, you see the intercooler, which is fine. You know, that's kind of awesome. But you see all of this, you know, the silver, everything in there. And unless I just go in there with a spray can and spray bomb it, it's kind of really all obvious and it looks unfinished. So it needs something. So I ordered a honeycomb, just aluminum mesh grill, like just a sheet, to then create my own grill. So stay tuned on that one. Like I said, I think I'll do something. I do kind of want to do something down here too, but I don't know what the end goal is. I may end up just buying an SRT bumper eventually, because they have, this is a deeper reset, and then it has just a little lip here. But I've also got a little surprise for a lip. See if I can make that work today. If not, that next video will be making a grill and putting a lip on this. Who knows? Foreshadowing. All right, so the sunlight is not great for this, but for right now, this is where I'm going to end it off. It is, you know, 90% done. Everything is on, bolted up. I still need to do some things with panel gaps, like this needs another clip and just needs to be adjusted back up. I'm gonna need to finish that grill. I have a surprise coming for add something on the bottom, and I'm waiting on tires till I can even drive this thing again, because they are bald. They are way worse in the back than I thought they were, because definitely showing a little cord right down the middle. So I'm gonna save the rest of this for next episode. We've got or next video. Probably gonna be making that custom grill. I've got a lip, like a front lip spoiler for it, that I gotta do a little modifications on to make it fit right. And then this thing will be a-okay for now. I may even order headlights already because these just aren't doing it. Although I have seen a couple people vinyl just over here to give it a angry eye look, which would honestly just cover the part that I hate the most. But stock ones, I kind of like the really big headlights, so by the time the next video on this one comes out, I'd probably have, you know, headlights, grill, splitter figured out. This is step one. So thanks for sticking around, guys. I know this is in boat content and the normal, but for this one, signing off. Captain out.